Hello everyone, welcome to Lecture 2 of the Data Privacy Act lecture series entitled Processing of Personal and Sensitive Personal Information. Processing is defined as any operation or set of operations performed upon personal information, which includes the following: collection, recording, organization, storage, updating or modification, retrieval, consultation, use, consolidation, blocking, erasure, or destruction of data. There is processing of personal information in the following cases, among others: blacklisting, which involves the creation of databases that consist of collected specific information relating to a specific group of persons, which may generally imply adverse and prejudicial effects for the individuals included thereon; viewing or disclosure of footages to customers and his or her counsel in a restaurant or other establishment for identification of alleged loss of personal property; or monitoring of computer activities of employees by employers through a monitoring software. The Data Privacy Act allows the processing of personal information, provided the requirements of the Act are complied with, and subject to other laws allowing disclosure of information to the public. Notably, DPA neither repealed or amended the following laws: Secrecy of Bank Deposits Act, Foreign Currency Deposit Act, and Credit Information System Act. Also, Section 5 of the DPA provides that nothing in the law shall be construed as to have amended or repealed RA number 53, which protects the publishers, editors, or duly accredited reporters of any newspaper, magazine, or periodical of general circulation from being compelled to reveal the source of any news report or information appearing in the publication. Whether the personal information processing is done or the practice is engaged in or outside of the Philippines, the DPA shall apply under any of the following circumstances: the natural or juridical person involved in the processing of personal data is found or established in the Philippines. The act, practice, or processing relates to personal data about a Philippine citizen or Philippine resident. The processing of personal data is being done in the Philippines, or the act, practice, or processing of personal data is done or engaged in by an entity with links to the Philippines, such as use of equipment located in the Philippines. The exercise of the rights of data subjects shall be reasonable and may be limited when necessary for public interest, protection of other fundamental rights, or when the processing of personal data is for the purposes specified under Section 4 of the Data Privacy Act. The information subject to special exclusion are as follows: information about any individual who is or was an officer or employee of a government institution that relates to the position or functions of the individual, such as the title, business address, and office telephone number of the individual; information about an individual who is or was performing service under contract for a government institution that relates to the services performed, including the terms of the contract and the name of the individual given in the course of the performance of those services; information relating to any discretionary benefit of a financial nature, such as the granting of a license or permit given by the government to an individual, including the name of the individual and the exact nature of the benefit. Personal information processed for journalistic, artistic, literary, or research purposes; information necessary in order to carry out the functions of public authority; information necessary for banks and other financial institutions under the jurisdiction of the Independent Central Monetary Authority or Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to comply with the Anti-Money Laundering Act and other applicable laws; and personal information originally collected from residents of foreign jurisdictions in accordance with the laws of those foreign jurisdictions, including any applicable data privacy laws, which is being processed in the Philippines. So that's it for Lecture 2. Thank you for listening.